In the UK, about 1.5 million people have a learning disability of some form. And London charity HFT, which supports adults with learning disabilities and autism, is appealing to counsellors and candidates to join them in calling on the government to adequately fund learning disability social care. Well, Billy Davis is here with me now from the charity. Hello to you.
Hi to you.
So tell me exactly what you're trying to achieve.
So what we're trying to achieve, since 2016, we've been campaigning to secure a sustainable financial funding for the social care sector. When people think of social care, they tend to think of older people. Actually, learning disabilities is actually 1/3 of the total adult social care spend in England, and it's actually the fastest growing out of all those sectors. But what we're seeing from that, it's a good thing because people with learning disabilities are living for longer, so they're needing to be supported longer. But on the other side, what we're also seeing is the people we're supporting increasingly have more complex needs, challenges that behaviours that challenge, or they tend to have dual diagnoses. So, for example, adults with Down syndrome are more likely to develop Alzheimer's, and they're more likely to develop Alzheimer's earlier in life than somebody without a learning disability. And since around 2010, with austerity, we've been seeing cuts to the fees that local authorities receive from central government, which in turn is squeezing the fees that they're willing to pay us as providers.
So you want 5% more in funding, and
Yes.
that's why the hashtag for this promotion is Give Me Five.
Yeah.
What's 5% more going to do? What will the money go towards exactly?
So that 5% figure comes from some research that we did back in 2016, and that found that 5% was the minimum that we would need in order to remain financially viable to meet up with current demand. Just to give you an idea of figures, the most recent statistics we have are for the 2015-2016 financial year, and social care spend then was around 17 billion. So under our proposals, you'd seen 850 million put into the sector last financial year, which we didn't get. We actually had a cut. What that would mean for us as a sector, it would mean that actually it's more stability within the sector. So our research shows that the number of learning disability providers that are running at a deficit has trebled over the past year. It was 11% in 2016. In 2017, 34% of providers said they're running at a deficit. So this extra 5% will give them financial stability. This in turn will improve standards of the care that these vulnerable adults that we support receive.
But what difference will it make to somebody's life? I appreciate there's lots of different kinds of disabilities, but in terms of daily life, how will this money help somebody? Can you give me an example?
Yeah, of course. So at HFT, we operate something called the Fusion model of support, which looks at the person that we support and it makes them the centre of everything that we do, and we work creatively to actually meet their needs. So the people that we support, it can be something as simple as using technology to help them make a cup of tea, or it can be encouraging them to find a job or volunteer within the local community, which in turn means they make friends and they're more included in their day-to-day lives. So it really is essential support that organisations like HFT offer, which is under threat from these cuts.
Because presumably you could be quite isolated if you do have a disability.
Absolutely.
And we certainly don't want that.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much indeed
Thank
for that.
you.
That's Billy Davis there. And if you want to play your part in the campaign, you just need to get hashtagging Give Me Five on your social media sites, right?
Thank you very much.